Thank you for joining me for yet another unboxing video. And today we have the card game Psycho Killer. The card game. Can you survive? This game is for ages 16 plus and it's for 2 to 6 players. Honestly, just by the packaging alone, you know we're talking about those 80s killer films, and you can tell by the VHS cassette tape that the box comes in, which is really, really cool. It adds to the flair of that time period. And of course, that's how your VHS, you take this and just stick it in like that. And this would actually open up in the machine. For those who don't know how a VHS player works, the machine would actually lift this up and there's a tape, and the tape would go along the rollers, and you'd watch the film, which would be really, really cool. And again, this is PHS, not VHS. This is a Psycho Killer card game. So let's read about this. It says, again, ages 16 plus, 2 to 6 players, takes about 15 to 30 minutes to play, takes about 3 minutes to learn it. The Psycho Killer card game. Fast-paced, hilarious, and thrilling, Psycho Killer is a survival card game that plays homage to your favorite 80s and 90s slasher films. Lurking in the deck is the Psycho Killer and the weapons he uses to attack you. You'll use every cliche in the book to screw over your friends, avoid injury, and survive the game. Quick to learn and exciting to master, Psycho Killer is a cutthroat slasher disguised as a party game that will leave your friends in stitches. Can you survive the Psycho Killer? If you don't want to read the rulebook, you can always hit that barcode there, and it would go right ahead and it's a QR code, not a barcode, but the QR code, and you can get an example of the game right there. What's in the box? This is brought to you by Escape Tabletop Games and Endless Games. And it was released in 2023. So let's crack this bad boy open and see what kind of goodness we have on the inside. Of course, we have the rule book. So we have Psycho Killer, the card game. Again, it's a cool pull-out pamphlet. It has a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So a total of 10 panes of information. So let's see what it says here. Psycho Killer, you're lost in the woods with no supplies. Every choice you make, even one as simple as turning left or right, could be the difference between surviving or being caught by the Psycho Killer. Aim of the game. The aim of Psycho Killer is to finish the game with the fewest points in your injury pile. You will do that by ditching weapon cards, evading Psycho Killers, and most importantly, screwing over your friends. The setup. Split the deck. No supplies. It begins. The gameplay. The rundown. Getting attacked equals 10 injury points. Taking your turn. Note, you do not need to play a card to draw a card. The decks. Predicament cards. Left 4 Dead, you become Left 4 Dead. Note, when playing with 2 players, only the player with the most injury points can be Left 4 Dead, even if both players are over the threshold. We're going to flip this over. Then we have here, what do we got? VHS symbols. Eject, stop, rewind, play. Be kind to rewind, fast forward. Winning the game. The game ends when the 5th Psycho Killer is played. The player with the fewest injury points after the game ends is the winner. Tiebreakers. The choice is yours. Dead weaponing. Pick up, put down, resupply. No, pick up, put down, and dead weaponing do not apply when you are drawing as part of a predicament or when you are resupplying. You can, however, play cards during a resupply if they have rewind or play symbols on them. Play by your own rules. You can also write and design your own Psycho Killer rules, adding the blank cards and add them to your game for even more backstabbing and bloodshed. Make sure to share your new terrifying card ideas with us. Okay, there you go. You can get some. I did this actually, which is really, really cool. You put your phone on that, and you get the retro synth music. You can do a rating on the Board Game Geek page. There you go. You can do that as well. What's in the box? We got that. So you have 10 panes of, but 9 of information, and you have the title page itself. So there you go. You also have the famous silica gel. Don't eat that, but that's in the box as well. Then you have you have a bloody knife in the middle, and you have 2 decks of playing cards. And of course, they're wrapped in a very cool way with the Psycho Killer logo all over it. So it's really cool. I like that. So we pull that up, and this is cool. They got little flaps so you can put it back in again. So there's your little band that goes around it. Whether you keep that or not, that's going to be totally up to you. So again, all the fronts or back, depending you want to look at it. These cards have a very, very nice slick feel to them. Very high quality cards, very cool. So all the backs are the same, or fronts, depending on the way you want to look at it. Okay, so we have different kinds of cards. You got dead end cards, so it says here. Again, you're looking at your fast forward, rewind, stop, and eject. Verse the direction of play and end your turn without drawing a card. So those are dead end cards. Under the bed cards, end your turn without drawing a card. Booby trap, swap any card in your hand with the top deck on either deck. Let's split up. All players must pass a card along in the direction of your choosing. Trap door, end your turn by drawing from anywhere in either deck. Betrayal, every player is attacked and must play their weapon cards. This includes yourself. No signal, choose a player. They cannot play a card until the start of your next turn. Hitchhike, again, all the cards are set up exactly. You have a title, you have the artwork, and then what the card does. Again, take a random card from another player's hand. Drop your keys, give another player 2 cards from your hand. Slam the door, now that's reverse. That's forward. I mean, that's fast forward. That's reverse. Some of these have no ones on. Slam the door. Put the card you've just drawn back and draw the card underneath it instead. And slam the door, slam the door. Barricade. Just push play. During an attack to avoid playing your weapon cards. Barricade, so you block the killer. Disarm, shuffle up to 3 cards from your hand into either deck. Double tap. If you have just drawn a Psycho Killer, put it back anywhere in either deck. Book of the Dead, swap any non-weapon card in your hand with a card from the discard pile. Found footage, view a total of 3 cards from the top of the deck. A Band-Aid, put up to 3 points worth of weapon cards from your injury pile into any player's hand. So switching wounds. Stitches, put up to 3 points worth of weapon cards from your injury pile into any other injury pile. There you go. So that's 1 deck of cards. Again, really have a nice feel to them. Really have a nice high quality feel to them. And then we have our second deck. But before I go into the second deck, I'm also going to show you these right here, which are the cards that they talked about that you can also create your own cards. So the backs are all the same. Again, nice, same quality. And you could create your own cards. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of those that you can do. All right, so that gives you a lot of options here as well. Very cool. So I'm going to put those on top. Those are, you make your own cards. And again, take these off real quick. You have your bands for your cards on this side. You have your bands for your cards on this side. And this is your second deck of cards. All right, and you could tell the second deck has a different, you got your Left 4 Dead cards, then you have those cards. So let's take a look at our Left 4 Dead cards first. All right, so it tells you right here, survival guide. Place this card in front of you if you have 10 or more points in your injury pile. You are Left 4 Dead. If your injury points fall below 10, you are no longer Left 4 Dead. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these. So it's a 2 to 6 player game. So here we go. Also, it tells you what each of the icons on the cards would represent. So here we go. Play this card immediately unless you're Left 4 Dead. Play this card, so that's your stop button. Play this card immediately even when you're Left 4 Dead. This is your reverse. Draw and choose whether or not to play a card with a rewind symbol from your hand. Just push play. Play this card when it isn't your turn. Fast forward, complete the action on this card, ending your turn without drawing card, and this is the eject. So those are your symbols for your cards, so that helps you out right there. Okay, so in other words, everybody gets one of these cards, and if they get more than 10 points, they just flip that over. So that's handy dandy, that's very cool. So I like that as well. So put those cards down here. And then we have our other deck of cards. Reanimate. Fast forward. Again, cards are all set up the same way. Title, artwork, icon, and over here it tells you what you have to do with the card, what the card does. Remove a Psycho Killer from your injury pile and put it on top of either deck. Card Troubles. Eject. Keep one card from your hand and shuffle the rest into either deck. Then draw 4 new cards from that deck. If you draw any black cards, shuffle them back into the deck and draw again. Do you want to play a game? Shuffle your hand with another player's hand, then split the cards evenly between the 2 of you. Step on a twig. Each player gives you a card from their choosing from their hand. Again, step on a twig. Each player gives you, I did that already. Graveyard at midnight. Draw the next 3 cards from either deck. It's behind you. Pick up a total of 5 points worth of weapon cards from any injury pile. If there are no weapon cards, put this card on the bottom of the deck and draw again. There's your Psycho Killer. +3 wounds. +3, +3. There's your Psycho Killer. So these are the weapons he's going to use. A meat cleaver. A hunting knife. A hook. A baseball bat. A hatchet. And a chainsaw. So there you have it. That's everything that's included. And this concludes our unboxing of the card game. Psycho Killer, the card game. Can you survive? Again, it's for ages 16 plus, 2 to 6 players. Be kind to rewind. Again, this was brought to you by Endless Games and Escape Tabletop Games. It was released in 2023, and it's for 2 to 6 players. As always, thank you so much for joining us for this unboxing video. It's truly appreciated. If you enjoyed the video, you could always give us a thumbs up and leave a comment below. You could also hit that subscribe button. This way you're kept up to date as to any time we release new content to the page. As always, thank you so much for joining us. Be safe, be well. Enjoy the remainder of your day, and we'll catch you on the next unboxing video.